West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Best run of the road, sir. It's on to yeah, human! Filthy piece of shit! See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! It's on him! It's on him! Oh, Christ! Your man!
It's locked, all right.
This is now my domain, young Ekon! You're mine!
I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked.
Give me your blood! You shall learn! Foolish head! For Ascalon! Give me your blood!
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
It's locked, all right.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood.
How long are you gonna... Asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never
Are
be
you
your
from
wife!
Ascalon? I don't care!
Let me go, you bastard! How long are you gonna keep me locked in here? Disgusting asshole! Vampire or not, I'll never be your wife! Let me go, you bastard!
Miss Teasdale, are you all right?
How do you know my name? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Reed. I managed to track you down thanks to your father.
So my father really was looking after me. This man, this vampire told me my father was dead. Is it true?
I'm afraid so, miss. I'm so sorry for your loss. But you are free to go, as your abductor is no more.
I suppose my jailer also killed my father, didn't he?
Thankfully, he did not search your father's corpse, where I found his notes describing where he might find you. You should read them.
I must find my father's body. He deserves a proper burial.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale, and be careful. Until we meet again.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
I'm here on my own, sir. I have no official appointment other than my desire to save lives.
Then we have the same objective, sir. The difference is, to catch my suspects, I use a magnifying glass and handcuffs instead of a microscope.
Why are you in...
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Jeffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
I'd like...
Then I'll write...
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civil...
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting?
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
What are you really...
I told you.
Do you work alone?
Yes, the situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal.
How could different killers...
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct...
What are you...
I currently have a few missing persons cases. Mr. Tadao Kimura?
Tell me about...
She's a waitress. Her father reported her missing.
Do you have any idea where she could be?
No. But I feel she...
Tell me about Mr. Kim.
Mr. Kimura is a businessman who has been missing for a few days.
Where was he last seen?
Mr. Kimura was last seen at the Royal Observatory. Goodbye.
I cannot enter.
Dr. Reed, I am glad to see you again.
Good evening, Miss Price. How are you tonight?
Dr. Reed, I didn't know you had returned from the war. I had a new doctor when you left, but he's not as kind as you.
Always glad to see a former patient in good condition. It's been a long time.
Too long indeed. And as a token of my appreciation, I'll grant you the best price if you fancy buying anything from my humble shop.
May I look at...
It's always a pleasure to have you here, Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed, I am you.
What can you tell me about your...
I'm still managing my shop.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, Dr. Reed, you're still handsome. Just maybe a little bit wiser, more serious. It suits you well.
Tell me more about yourself.
Who would marry an old bat like myself with a grown daughter and a little business? As you know, I only fancy handsome men like yourself.
Have you noticed anything in particular in this part of town recently?
Other than you coming back to cheer me up?
Does your daughter still worry you, Miss Price? I remember you were often concerned about her health when she was younger.
Have you not seen Carol since you returned? She's almost a young woman now. But she'll always remain my sweet little baby.
So you're less afraid?
Some things never change. Carol is still too clumsy for her own good. Sometimes her innocence puts her in real danger.
Why would her
She does not realize how cruel life can be. Maybe I was a bad mother to protect her too much. My poor dear Carol.
You have every reason to be caught.
Maybe you could talk with her, Dr. Reed. It would be nice to have a man here.
Goodbye. Good evening, Miss Price. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you remember me?
Dr. Reed? Yes, of course. You are the doctor who healed me and my mum. Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Good to see you too, Carol. Are you all right?
Oh, yes. I did not hurt myself recently. I know how to take care of myself now. I'm almost a grown-up.
Why are you awake at night, Carol?
I am helping my mother in her shop.
I'm sure...
I do the best I can.
Why is work...
Oh no, most people are gentle with me. But I'm...
What can you...
I don't speak to many people. Except our customers.
What can you tell...
Some of our regular customers.
Have you no friends at all?
No.
Does he not come...
No. Mum said he was weird. Always reciting poetry about a girl he'd met in Whitechapel. I wonder who this camellia may be.
Do you enjoy...
Oh yes, Doctor.
Do you remember?
No, I was just a baby then.
Do you ever think of...
Oh no, Dr. Reed. Mum...
Goodbye.
Good morning.
Good
You know...
evening, sir.
Carol's gratitude is exemplary.
I'm taking care of my daughter as well as I...
But she'll probably leave you someday to live her own...
Why would she leave? Children sometimes stay with their parents.
Good...
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Turn around, sir. This is not the place for you, sir. Stay away!
See how we dress? Have no fear, brothers! Have faith, brothers! Oh no! Murderous bastard! Away with you!
It's locked. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Fool and the Empress. Again. What are the cards trying to tell us? Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Read my fortune, then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Here is the money.
The snake, a bitter woman, smiling as she pours poison in your cup. A shaming betrayal. Hate.
Can you read the cards for me?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan.
Perhaps... Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
May I ask you about...
Of course, but I must warn you that there are some
I know there is no love lost between...
It was 1801. The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate, and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this, young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
I would rather... How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you.
Is it possible to tell me?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read. You're on a...
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Dark, the whispers of a sun. So many signs.
A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know?
Well, is it not important to know?
I suppose you're right.
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
May I ask what...
I don't know. You should ask my brother and...
You must have your own.
From what I have managed to understand,
What can you tell me about this part of...
it's the only place I've considered myself happy.
Why is that?
Because I'm not feeling happy here
No, I'm not.
Good for you. It's a good thing to have a clear idea.
May I ask why you've not gone? Or...
I believe fear is holding.
What can...
He's older than me, I think.
Is that all?
Pericles is very attached to this city, and without my insistence...
Who are
The
you?
more I think about it, the more I believe.
But what else?
I don't know. A feel.
I'm afraid I'm not following you.
Have you ever felt like life trapped you in a role?
Trap?
At least it will give us the chance to be free.
Good. Good evening, sir. I'm
Dr. Reed?
Is there anything...
No, it's just... Your name's...
I think I would remember.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you.
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is mine.
Tell me about yourself.
We are waiting. Waiting for...
And why are you waiting for this person? But why do you want to leave?
I'm not really...
Can you tell me?
As you like asking questions so much...
Please.
Do you like this city?
No, I don't. I don't recognize...
I don't recognize it either.
And what do you do, sir?
I stopped working when I...
But what were you doing before you took...
Does it really matter anymore?
Tell me more about why you want...
I just...
Pericles, tell me why your brother disagrees.
Agamemnon is... naive.
What can you tell me?
If you are searching for a pleasant chat...
That's it?
For the time being. True
At least...
But is that not a common...
And what do you...
I stopped...
Who are you waiting?
I really can't answer that question.
And why is...
This person is mostly my brother's acquaintance.
But why would you need this person?
Well, I thought we...
Goodbye.
Hello,
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's locked, all right. I have this thirst for blood. I cannot enter. It's locked.
I'd head back if I were you, sir. It's one of them! You got!
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Stupid beast! Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's an each! Kill it! Watch it! It's a killer!